Imagine if the unthinkable happened. Your quiet day stroll turned into a nightmare.
We'd been to Scott's grandma's. He was getting tired, so I was pushing the back of his bike for him. I heard a crash. I knew we was going to get hit. There's no way we could have got out of the way. But all I thought was, if it's me, I've got half a chance. If it's Scott, you know, nothing. So I picked him and the bike up and threw him to the right-hand side. I went up onto the bonnet, I helped at the windscreen, and then he carried on along the pavement. While I was on the bonnet, all I could hear was like screeching metal and Scott screaming, and I thought he was under the wheels.
Fucking addiction.
This driver had no part in that accident, but there are thousands like him, unlicensed and uninsured, taking liberties with our safety.
For what we banned for?
No insurance, no tax, anything with penalty points to not put on my licence and I get banned for.
But you didn't have a licence?
No, I didn't, so they automatically just banned me. And after getting banned, I believe it's about 2 months, if less, and back on the road and driving, whilst disqualified.
You might think the chances of being hit by an unlicensed driver are less than winning the lottery, but in reality it could be you. Police estimate that in some areas as many as 1 in 20 drivers don't have a licence, which means they're not insured, which means their victims can end up getting nothing. As well as the unlicensed, there are 200,000 disqualified drivers. It's believed that as many as a third of them take the risk, pick up their keys and carry on.
It's such a common problem that it only makes headlines when the people involved are well known. Perhaps a soap opera connection like the boyfriend of an EastEnders star. Or a pop star like rapper Mark Morrison, prosecuted for driving unsupervised on a provisional licence. And another provisional licence holder made the news through sheer stupidity, driving the wrong way up the hard shoulder of a motorway.
Say you hit somebody and kill them.
Bring conscience for the rest of your life. But luckily, I've never hit anyone.
But you've been lucky.
Well, been lucky, yeah. Every day's a luck. But you just don't think anything of it.
When he was laying on the floor, he was saying, Scott, where are you? And then when Daddy pushed me, where I had fell off my bike, I had a scratch on my arm, so I had to go to the hospital and have a
Check up on it.
And then I had
I put a sling on, didn't I?
yeah, couple.
Because you had some bruises, didn't you?
A survey has shown the more times the driver loses their licence, the more likely they are to get behind the wheel again before their ban is lifted.
No, no licence.
Mike has been disqualified so many times he can't clearly remember whether it's 10 or even 15. He says people do it because it's the easy option.
People go out for a party at night, you go out or go to the pub, whatever. You've got the car there, you've got the keys in the pocket. You come out of the pub, obviously there's no transport, and the keys in the car, it's just an easy option. So we get in the car and go home. Within a period of 5-10 minutes, you're home in the car. So it's an easy way out.
A Home Office survey reveals the reasons disqualified drivers break the law range from the obvious to the bizarre. For example, they need to get to work. The extra cost of public transport and taxis is too much for them. Helping a friend who was too drunk to drive. And even that they needed the driving practice. Though for some, the urge is more psychological.
It's like an addiction. It's basically excitement because you're sitting in a driving seat, you can do what you want. And
A stolen motorbike, the driver disqualified and uninsured. Insurance companies have a £100 million special fund for their victims, paid for by you and me.
Unlicensed or disqualified drivers are certainly far more likely to have an accident because they're that kind of person. They don't have a licence, they've gone through some sort of driving history in the past that's created their disqualification, so obviously really don't have much regard to other road users.
There was no publicity for the crash which destroyed Stephen Scott's peace of mind. They've received no compensation and no justice. The driver of the car jumped bail and hasn't been seen since.
Well, I'm angry.
Are you okay?
You know, they've got away with it. I've had to go through a couple of years. I'm suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I've had depression. I'm taking Prozac tablets every day. I shouldn't have to be doing this. And he's walking the streets. You didn't sleep for quite a while, did you, mate? You were sleeping with us, wasn't you? For a little while after he was dreaming about it all the time. You couldn't do anything about it. You know, and you're worrying more for him than you are for yourself, you know, so it shouldn't happen. I don't know. Never mind. We're getting there, aren't we, mate?
So what can be done? Well, including photos on driving licences might help, and so might including the cost of insurance within the tax disc. And disqualified drivers claim that police patrols cruising in their neighbourhood are a strong incentive to get the bus. But at the moment, there seems to be no easy answer to the menace of drivers who have no right to be behind the wheel.